We've been comparing fast food cheeseburger chains from the US and UK for years.
Today we're ranking cheeseburgers from all the biggest chains to see which is the best in terms of taste and value.
Every cheeseburger is from a chain we featured on Food Wars. We're trying classics you can find in both countries, as well as a few exclusives to the US and UK.
Let's do it.
Let's start off by comparing the standard burgers in both countries. And in front of me we have McDonald's. These are 100% pure beef patties and American cheese.
In contrast to the US cheeseburgers, the UK versions have cheddar cheese as well as 100% British and Irish beef.
These classics we're reviewing are of course the cheeseburger, the double cheeseburger, the Big Mac, and the quarter pounder.
Here we have the cheeseburger, the double cheeseburger, the Big Mac, and the quarter pounder with cheese.
Now, of course we're going to be giving you the price and we're going to be giving you the weight. But we feel to find the best deal or best bang for your buck, we'll determine every burger's cost per 100 grams. In order to do that, we got a scale. Look at this little guy. I could demolish this. 103 grams. Get that on the cal. And if you wanted the double cheeseburger, look at this is sliding out here, guys. I mean, they made this in a hurry. It is 145 grams. 197.
No stone left unturned.
Quarter pounder with cheese.
And of course, the quarter pounder. But which one tastes the best? I know they're kind of fundamentally all the same ingredients, but I think ratios can play a big factor in the overall enjoyment of a food. Let's see how they do. It's the burger that launched 1,000 ships. It's a great burger.
The double cheeseburger, it is better. It is better than the regular cheeseburger.
The iconic Big Mac. They've gone a bit crazy with the lettuce on this one, has to be said. Try and bite from the less lettucey side. They've rejigged the recipe in the UK recently. Still kind of jury out on that one. Not sure if I prefer or not. But an iconic burger.
Quarter pounder with cheese. I mean, this out of all of them to me seems like the cheeseburger. It looks like the Big Mac is the best value, being the lowest price for a cost per 100 grams. Second is the double cheeseburger. So thrifty-wise, I think I'm still gonna learn towards my boy the Big Mac, because even with the quarter pounder with cheese, not the best value, even though cheeseburger-wise, the best taste. But we are talking, 78 cents here. But those numbers matter.
So the order we went through them in is actually the same order as the cost per 100 grams, starting with the cheapest and ending with the most expensive.
In 2023, McDonald's did $53.1 billion in sales, making it the #1 fast food chain in the US by that metric, despite recent reports of the brand losing revenue.
In the UK in 2022, McDonald's turned over a very respectable £1.6 billion. However, partly due to rising menu prices over the past couple of years, the chain is seeing a dip in customers.
On to Burger King. They boast 100% beef patties, flame grilled, and once again, American cheese. In both countries, you can get the standard cheeseburger, but their Whopper, it's a big sandwich. It is the most sold item at Burger King. In the US, they sell about 2.1 billion of these every year. That's an average of 275 every single hour.
Burger King isn't as popular when it comes to fast food here in the UK. It ranks 7th in number of locations, coming behind McDonald's, KFC, and places like Greg's. If Greg's did a burger, it would be game over. Once again, they use British and Irish beef. The site doesn't specify which cheese they're using. To me, just on an eye test, it looks a little bit more on the plasticky side, which leads me to think maybe it's an American cheese rather than just a straight cheddar. Time to weigh them. The cheeseburger.
Let's weigh the big boy, the Whopper.
Again, the smaller burger represents better value per 100 grams.
I just feel like this is unofficially for children. I think it'd be really weird if an adult was like, oh, 1 cheeseburger, please. How's it taste? I think this is the first time in this show I've had McDonald's and Burger King right next to each other. And that is a noticeable difference, the flame grilled. I don't know, maybe it is better.
And of course, the Whopper. If I'm being honest, I have a couple of problems with the Whopper. Firstly, tomatoes come as standard on a Whopper. I don't think tomatoes, particularly fast food, cheap tomatoes, really have a place on a burger. Also, there's something about the Whopper, they always just go wild with the mayo. If you love the Whopper, I'm not coming for you personally, it's just not for me.
I dog on Burger King a lot on this show, I really do. I've always been like, oh, Burger King, but man, it's a tasty sandwich. A little expensive though. But I'm certain this is not the most expensive burger we will be reviewing today. There's one coming up later that may or may not involve 5 gentlemen. More on that later. And on to Wendy's. These are all ground beef patties with American cheese again. Here we have the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, the Dave Single, and the Baconator. Now don't sleep on Wendy's. They did $12.3 billion in sales in 2023, and they're ranked the 5th biggest restaurant chain in America, and the 2nd biggest burger one. Correct. They beat out Burger King.
Wendy's came to the UK a while ago, but closed all its restaurants in 2001. But it returned 20 years later with its first location being in Reading. I had to drive there for the first Food Wars episode and bring back lots of cold food. Not the best. When we ordered today, we couldn't see the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger on the menu, so instead we just have the Dave Single and the Baconator. Let's give Dave a try. It's a really good burger. The bun at Wendy's, I actually really like. Almost elastic, kind of like potato roll, which I think holds up quite well as well, because it's quite a saucy burger, buttered the buns, but it's holding firm, which is impressive. And of course, the Wendy's Baconator. Probably what they're most known for. This thing is thick. It's a double beef patty, quite a lot of bacon. I'd be interested in seeing Joe's reaction to this.
And this is just so... What are we doing, guys? There's no vegetables on this, right? Of course there's not. Veggies? What?
This is a great burger. I know that already, but let's confirm.
So I really like that as a bite. Like that was a really nice bite. I feel if I was eating this whole thing, right? That bite would be like, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then I would get to like here and be like, oh no, what have I done? I think I've made a horrible mistake. This is something you eat at your lunch break and then you get back to your desk and you're like, I'm not doing anything for the rest of the day. I'm just gonna look, the kind of you doing this like around 3 p.m. like, that is a sleeping pill right there. A delicious one, but I'm wondering, would it just be more cost effective? Would it be more to have 2 of these instead of 1 of these? I don't think so, because you'd be spending. Wait, what is the price of? Wait.
Yeah, it is cheaper.
It is cheaper. Yeah, because it'd be like closer to like $9. Yep. So yeah, if you want meat and bacon and also, you can get it without the vegetables. It probably seems like it'd be better just to get 2 of these and 1 of these. How do you like that? We're all learning stuff today. Jollibee, which is voted by USA Today as the best fast food fried chicken. I love you, Jollibee, but no, you are not. Jollibee also has cheeseburgers, including this one, the Cheesy Yum Burger. Now, according to Jollibee.com, this very cheeseburger in my hands would cost $4.99. And yet, when we went to the Jollibee to get it this morning, they charged us $6.09. $6.09? Website says one thing, going in person says another. I don't know what you think you're doing, Jollibee. We're going by what we paid. So for $6.09, come on, for this, what are you doing, guys? This burger weighs 132 grams. Yeah, it's a lot. It's $4.61 per, that's ridiculous. Now this isn't the most expensive one for 100 grams. And again, they're online spreading this $4.99 business. $6.09 we paid for this. Jollibee, what are you doing? You're not moving enough fried chicken? You're trying to rip people off? I don't like that. Well, this is terrible. This tastes really weird too. You know what this tastes like? It tastes like meatloaf. Okay, Jollibee, you're doing fantastic on chicken, and might I recommend you stay with chicken.
Firstly, I wanted to point out that with our Jollibee burger, they not only put it in a box, but also wrapped it. So it's like playing Pass the Parcel. Oh, God. Here's a single Jollibee classic burger from the UK. On the site, it just describes it as a beef burger topped with cheese, but doesn't specify the origins of the beef or the cheese. Jollibee burger wing. That's £2.57 per 100 grams. Not the cheapest for a single burger. Give it a go. I'm really not getting much beef flavor from that. I'd say that's my main criticism. Considering it is a beef burger, not getting much beef. But all the other elements, and I guess to an extent the beef as well, are working well together in harmony. I really like that. That's a really good burger.
Now I'd like to talk to you about cheese. So far, it has been either American or cheddar cheese on these burgers. USA using American, and the UK has been using primarily cheddar. American cheese tends to be the go-to cheese 4 cheeseburgers in the US because of its milder flavor, which pairs best with the flavor of the burger when cheddar cheese can be a bit stronger. Now, it could also be a logistical issue. If you've ever purchased sliced cheddar, you may have noticed that it breaks easier in cold or room temperatures. Yes, I'm pulling it for effect, but you know what I mean. Especially like the good stuff, it really breaks up. See, it just easily falls apart, so it's probably harder to have in large quantities and be moving around in a kitchen. Unlike American, this guy right here, I mean, it comes in this in closer inspection. They're both pretty floppy, right? Let's do like a stress test. Which one's gonna break first? Oh, which one's gonna break first? Which one breaks first? See? Because that's how you make a cheeseburger.
This one just says mild and creamy, cheesy singles. Which sounds like a dating app profile.
Sounds like something for your Hinge profile.
Here we have an English version of American cheese, which I think from my experience looks pretty faithful. It's got that real rubberiness to it. Not that rubbery, clearly. I actually made some American style cheese from scratch as part of a fast food chemistry episode. And one thing that we realized is if you throw this at a wall, it should stick. For old time's sake. Told you. And of course the cheddar. Embarrassing.
Oy, now we have Five Guys. Look at this thing. Ugh.
Wait.
All right, now Five Guys, famous for serving a higher priced cheeseburger compared to the other chains. You've seen the memes. $15. More than $15, actually, this burger. I mean, it's big, it's definitely the heaviest one, it's a hefty burger. Unless I could put 2 more burgers on top of this. $15, no, too expensive. All right, and the weight of this is 320 grams. Yo, that's a thick boy right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is a lot of beef and cheese. We've done Five Guys on this show, obviously. And I think I was a little harsh on them. I just wasn't that impressed with the burgers. Okay, let's take a bite. Let's see what we got here. Is that cooked? I don't recall sending one of my burger medium rare. I swear to God, if you guys give me diarrhea, that's the end of it. It feels like as the price goes up, the value per 100 grams goes down. Are we noticing that? If any eggheads in the audience want to crunch the numbers, I'm thinking that it might be better to get like 2 or 3 of the smaller burgers compared to one of the bigger ones. You might be getting a better deal. Someone else do that math, I don't want to.
In the UK, Five Guys says its beef is prime 120-day grain-fed meat from Scotland. They also say their beef has an 80-20 lean-to-fat ratio. That came to £3.77 per 100 grams. I'm really surprised by that. I feel like Five Guys is a famously quite expensive burger chain. If you go in and buy a burger, fries, and a drink, I'm often expecting to pay somewhere from like 20 to 25 pounds, which for fast food for one person is a lot of money. Obviously, Five Guys is highly customizable. There are a lot of different options. I ordered this one all the way. That's kind of their standard toppings combination. Given how moist a lot of these toppings are, plus all the sauces, it's quite a wet burger, I would say. In my mind, when I think of Five Guys, I think of the patties as being quite thin, but they're actually not. It's a double burger by standard, but compared to like a McDonald's burger, these are thicker than a standard double cheeseburger patty would be. Do I think it's worth the price that you're paying? You have to wait and find out.
What about Shake Shack? They use Angus beef, which is the first time it's shown up in the US in this episode. They also use a potato bun and appears to be American cheese. First up is the Shake Shack cheeseburger. Boop. And the Shack burger, looks to be about the same but a bit smaller, is 172 grams. All right, so pretty similar. Let's see how they taste. This is definitely more of like a smash patty. It's crispier and thinner. I like this one. Surprisingly, a lot more flavor in the beef. Juicier with the cheese. Maybe because it's Angus beef, it definitely has a more unique flavor. I don't mean that like it's spiced differently. It just feels like a better quality of beef.
Here in the UK, our Shake Shack burgers are made from 100% all-natural Aberdeen Angus beef. That's in Scotland. these weird like tire marks on them. A little tiny motorbike has run over our burgers. Angus actually refers to the type of cow that this meat has come from, the Aberdeen Angus cow. The Angus label on beef has kind of become associated with being a higher quality standard of beef. But this might be more of an advertising trick rather than a guaranteed indicator of quality. Beef quality actually has more to do with the grade of the beef rather than which type of cow it's from. You could have a low quality Angus cow, but you could also have a very high quality Angus cow.
If you were a cow, Harry, what quality would you be?
I'm prime beef. I'm all natural. I'm grass fed. Look at this marbling, come on. Shake Shack cheeseburger. The cheeseburger is £5.91 per 100 grams, and the Shack burger, that's £5.78 per 100 grams. So per 100 grams, these are both some expensive burgers. The Shack burger being slightly better value when compared to just the standard cheeseburger. One thing I like about Shake Shack is the simplicity, although I will say, when it's that simple, hard to justify such a high price maybe. It's tough because on one hand, I love the simplicity of it. Just the bun, meat, cheese, simple as a burger can get. The beef itself also, really high quality, really nice rich flavor to it. And the way that they kind of smash the patties at Shake Shack, to charge that much money for this, because it's not big either, it's not a big burger, and it is good, but I'm not convinced. Let's see how that compares to the Shack burger. That's much more like it. I actually don't even mind the inclusion of tomato that much on this one. It's a better quality tomato, so it's got more texture to it, a bit more bite, and actually adds some flavor. I do love their rolls as well. It's that kind of potato roll again, so it's a bit more, I guess, like malleable. You can push it nice and flat, but it does hold its own. For the price, is it worth it?
Here are a few exclusive burgers from each of the chains you can't get in the UK. Starting down here, we have from McDonald's. The quarter pounder with cheese with bacon. Yeah, I know, you can get a quarter pounder with cheese. Have to throw some bacon on there. Not a menu exclusive though, so here in the US it is. At $1.94 grams. Also, you can get this in a single and double options. It's too much meat, there's too much cheese. McDonald's bacon's good. I don't know what they're doing with their bacon, but it's like really good.
This is the triple cheeseburger from McDonald's, which actually is a UK exclusive. They don't have this on the menu in the US. That always surprised me because I thought they were the indulgent country, but hey, here we are. So when it comes to price, this actually is a tiny bit cheaper when compared to the double cheeseburger, which surprises me. I do think my assertion from before is holding true. I think it's a delicate ratio that they've perfected, McDonald's, with a lot of their burgers. Adding another burger just slightly topples that house of cards. Like I say, I was surprised to learn that this is cheaper per pound when compared to the double. But for me right now, I think I'm probably paying that extra 4p per 100 grams.
For a BK exclusive, I went with a very American choice, the Texas Double Whopper. Yee-haw, baby! Look at the size of this thing. Of course it's got cheese. 2 patties, I don't know what's on here. Bacon, definitely. I mean, come on. Ooh, before I bite into it, this bad boy weighs 370 grams. Look at the size of this thing. Look at this. I'm supposed to eat this whole thing? Come on. Everything's bigger in Texas.
That's the best value so far.
No. If our calculations are correct, this might be one of the best values you're getting. For $10.29, 370 grams, $2.78 per 100 grams. Wow. But what about the taste? Ooh. That's actually really good. Have we not covered this before? Wow, Burger King with the value. Take note, McDonald's. Take note, Wendy's.
Here's a Burger King exclusive from the UK, the Barbecue Steakhouse Angus with smoked cheddar cheese. I love smoked cheese, so this could be a problem. Burger King in the UK kind of does like a rotating range of specials, often with one of these Steakhouse Angus burgers as kind of the fancier option on the menu. Before I even try this, I'm going to say it. American cheese is better on burgers. We should probably realize this more as a country, and I think start embracing that side more because it melts so well, doesn't split, doesn't overpower the meat, everything else that's in the burger. I'm just gonna say it, I'm sorry guys. I think one issue I have with this, as well as other chains that try and do kind of like gourmet burgers on their fast food menus, is that if I want a gourmet burger, especially when I'm paying almost £10 for it, I think I'm probably just gonna go to an actual restaurant and get my food.
Wendy's in the US has plenty of exclusives, but As I've hinted to before in this video, I want to try something different. This right here is the smaller cheeseburger they have in the menu, the Junior Cheeseburger. Now, yes, it's exclusive to the US, but it is smaller, and I'm wondering if the move for value is a lot of the smaller guys. So first of all, we're gonna weigh it. So Junior Cheeseburger at Wendy's, 112 grams. That's a pretty good deal, right? That's lower than most, isn't it? 285. Now is that a better deal if you got 2 of these versus 1 Whopper with cheese? I don't know. No. Too boring. No thanks.
We sadly have no Wendy's exclusive cheeseburgers here in the UK.
Now, Shake Shack, their menu features exclusive items at specific locations, so it'll be possible to even showcase what they have here in LA that you can't get in the UK or even other parts of the country. So I went ahead and got this one, which is the avocado bacon burger. It's 209 grams.
Whoa,
What?
$6.22.
Wow, and I think it's a higher price because the avocado, right? It's expensive. The fruit that made millennials renting forever. Right there, hope it was worth it. Mmm. This is really good though. Very generous, very fresh. LA, baby.
At a Shake Shack in London, you can get a Shackmeister burger. The Shackmeister is a cheeseburger with some shack sauce and some crispy ale-marinated shallots. In the UK, we say shallots. I know you guys say shallots. That's wrong. Don't do that. Per 100 grams, this is our most expensive burger of the day, £6.21. It's a good burger. I do like the crispy shallots. They're not quite crispy anymore, but still have a really nice flavor to them. Bit of sweetness, bit of saltiness. But beyond that, they really haven't added much to just a standard cheeseburger from a Shake Shack. And for that price, I just struggle to see how that's worth paying.
Last but not least, down here at the end, we have an exclusive Jollibee burger, the Aloha Burger. As it implies, this is a burger with pineapple, and it's also leaking. See that right there? This is 2 patties of beef, and pineapple, and bacon, just like in Hawaii, right? Well, the Aloha Burger at Jollibee in the US weighs 240 grams. What? Oh my God. That's not a great deal either. You know, I kind of like the idea of having pineapple and bacon on a burger. Let's get a bite. The beef tastes weird. I'll go for another bite.
Then finally, in the UK at Jollibee, we have a Jolly Burger Deluxe on the menu. What does deluxe mean, I hear you cry? Well, as often seems to be the case on fast food menus, lettuce and tomato. Let's give it a try. Yeah, I'm not sure if adding lettuce and tomato to a burger does make it deluxe. Jollibee aren't the only place that does this. I feel like there's other culprits in the UK and the US that do that. If anything, I feel like adding bad tomatoes and kind of slightly sad lettuce to a burger can actually make it worse. Kind of the opposite of deluxe. You're making it cheap, sad, other thesaurus things.
Let's rank by price cheeseburgers from lowest price to highest price. Of course, just about every one of the fast food cheeseburgers, straight up, Junior Cheeseburgers, whatever down here. Wendy's Junior Cheeseburger is the cheapest one. So maybe just get 3 of those instead of 1 of these or whatever. Moving back way up here, you see they start to get a little more premium over here. Still McDonald's. I mean, these are bigger sandwiches. They're lower price than the rest of these. Shake Shack literally right in the middle. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of making a lot of sense as far as price. Of course, the Five Guys burger coming in all the way down here. I think it is almost over $2 more than the second most expensive, the Shake Shack avocado bacon burger. You're definitely paying a lot more for Five Guys versus just about everything else. Nothing about this surprises me too much. You know, Shake Shack right in the middle, I thought it was gonna be more on the expensive side, but it looks like a lot of these burgers are more expensive than Shake Shack, which is a surprise. But, as I mentioned before, these are all California prices, so maybe the prices in your part of the country differ, but this is what we got here in Southern California. Even though this, to me, makes about as much sense as I thought it would be. A few surprises. I'm gonna say McDonald's, a lot cheaper than these other guys. Everyone's talking about fast food's too expensive. Just saying.
So here are all of the UK cheeseburgers ranked in terms of price. Not per 100 gram cost, just overall price. We've got McDonald's filling out most of the lower end, Jollibee somewhere in the middle, Burger King somewhere in the mid to high ground, and then it's really just Shake Shack, Wendy's, and Five Guys right at the end. I'm a little bit surprised because honestly, at a glance, I don't think any of these stand out as massively cheap looking or particularly expensive looking. It's pretty obvious that the higher up you go, you do start to get bigger burgers for your money, with Shake Shack I think being the exceptions there. McDonald's buns used to look a bit cheaper, they weren't quite as glossy and shiny, but like I say, they changed their recipe at the start of 2024, and now they look a bit shinier, a little bit more visually impressive. I think broadly in terms of price, the things I've learned today are that Five Guys is, on paper, as expensive as people think it is, but I was shocked by Wendy's. Wendy's is really high up on the scale, particularly that Baconator, a really expensive burger if you look at it.
This is probably not the most accurate way to show you what's the best value because of sizes. So instead, let's take a look at the ranking for price per 100 grams. So here it is, the breakdown of the best value per 100 grams down here. Lowest cost per 100 grams, getting the best deal over here. Not so great. Is this all Shake Shack? That's all the Shake Shacks. Ah, Shake Shack. And the worst value is this avocado one that, I mean, it's probably only available at the Shake Shack near the studio, so no worries if you can't get it, but yeah, Shake Shack, too expensive for what we're getting. Also, of course, Five Guys, got the Baconator over here. Guess I'm not too surprised by this still. I mean, Big Mac's down there. Great value for that sandwich, even though, you know, prices have gone up still compared to everybody else. Overall, I guess I'm not too surprised. It's like all the burgers around here between $3 to $4 per 100 grams. Over here between $4 and $5. And then these guys over here, too expensive. Too expensive over here. No thanks. Yeah, I guess I'm actually surprised how much the Jollibee burgers are. Both these guys. Considering it tastes weird. How bad they taste.
Here are the burgers in the UK ranked by value per 100 grams. There's actually been quite a lot of movement. Notable changes include the triple cheeseburger being slightly better value than the double cheeseburger from McDonald's. The Whopper actually representing really good value for money. We've seen all three of the Shake Shack burgers slide to the very end. So in terms of cost per 100 grams, these are very expensive burgers. Five Guys was number one if you just looked at pure price. But if you look at it in terms of how much burger you're getting for your money, it's actually dropped well below all the Shake Shack burgers as well as the Wendy's Baconator. Pleasantly surprised by the Big Mac's positioning actually. It's a big burger, but still not costing you very much. In terms of a fast food rivalry, we've got the Big Mac coming in slightly cheaper per 100 grams when compared to the Whopper. I have to say as well, given the tweaks that McDonald's made to their bun, it actually kind of looks slightly more premium as well compared to the Whopper. All in all, quite a few surprises there, I'm impressed. We've talked a lot about value here, but we don't just eat with our heads and our wallets, we also eat with our taste buds and our hearts. I'm gonna have a quick think and come up with some of my top burgers from today.
Yes, we've gone over how much they cost, and yes, we've gone over what is the best value per 100 grams, but I eat with my heart, and these today are my favorite tasting ones. All that information has, you know, helped with the decision, but overall, these are the ones I like the best. Starting down here was the Shake Shack Shack Burger. Great flavor. I like how it's the smash burger patty, which is really good. Not thrilled about the price, so loses points to that, but overall tasty burger.
Same as you, Joe. My number 8 spot goes to Shake Shack. This is the Shack Burger, which of the three that I tried today, I think was my favorite.
Then we got the Whopper. Yeah, you saw it earlier. I'm surprised this flame grilled, the flame grilled flavor. Actually, it does it for me.
Number 7, we got the Whopper. I did want to include one from Burger King on here, and I think of the ones I've tried today, the Whopper was the clear winner. I do love the flame grilled effect that you get on those Whoppers from Burger King, and it's something that I think a lot of the other chains could learn from.
Moving up the ranking here. Sorry, I'm a California boy. So you know I gotta have my avocado. Avocado and bacon at Shake Shack. It is the worst valued one, but ooh. It also tastes really good.
Number 6 goes to the Wendy's Baconator. Another one that loses points because of just how expensive it is pound for pound, but it is a very good burger. Like I say, I think this one really pushes the limits of how much meat you can have in a burger and still have it be an enjoyable mouthful. But it just about pulls it off by the skin of its teeth. It's really tasty, it's meaty. That bacon I think is great. Probably the best bacon I've had on like a UK fast food menu, so they're doing a lot of things right.
I got the Big Mac, come on. The Big Mac. Always love it, always delicious. And now I know it's got great value too. Good on you, Big Mac.
Bit of a surprise package maybe in the middle there. The Jollibee single burger I actually really enjoyed. I stand by what I said about it maybe not being quite meaty enough. I think if you made that a double, it might remedy that problem. It's just a good burger.
Dave's single over the Big Mac? Yeah, I'd say so. I'm talking his cheeseburgers here. The Wendy's, it's got this unique flavor to it that I really like. It's juicy. Yeah.
Coming in at number 4 for me, the McDonald's Quarter Pounder. We all know how a Quarter Pounder tastes. It's just a great burger. It's well executed. Compared to a lot of the other McDonald's options, you get that thick patty, which has a bit more juice to it, a bit more bite. You get the onions in there, the ketchup, and it all just works. It's another one of those burgers that I think McDonald's has perfected the formula of over the course of many years.
Coming to number 3, sorry, Harry, I know this is your favorite, but the double cheeseburger. It really is the optimal balance of cheese and beef. And cheeseburger, yeah, it's really good. But if I was gonna get a cheeseburger at McDonald's, I'd get my number 2. Probably go with Quarter Pounder with cheese. I mean, just come on.
I've kind of surprised myself with this one, to be honest. These days, I don't eat much Five Guys, partly because of this preconception I have about how expensive it is. It is an expensive burger if you just look purely at the cost, but having learned today that pound for pound, it's not actually that bad compared to some of the other fast food options, I actually kind of like it a little bit more than I did coming into today. I feel like with McDonald's in general and with the Big Mac, they've kind of really refined the amounts of things that go onto each burger. They've got those guns with the sauce, for example, really precise controlled measurements of sauce, a certain amount of onions, whereas with the lettuce, it's still the Wild West. They're just chucking as much as they want on there.
And my favorite, apparently, of both taste and value, the Texas Double Whopper. I had no idea. To be honest, I don't know if I would ever get this because it's just so gigantic. I maybe just get the sandwich and nothing else is dripping, but the flavor in this thing, oh man. I'm going by taste too. I know that's weird to say like, it's my favorite, but also like I wouldn't order it. It's so big. I can't eat that much.
Call it bias, call it bad taste, call it whatever you want. But for me, my number 1 burger, pound for pound, is still the McDonald's double cheeseburger. I was surprised and honestly a little disappointed to learn that the value isn't quite as good compared to the triple cheeseburger. However, honestly for me, I think it's still worth paying that extra little bit per 100 grams to achieve what they've achieved here, which for me is pretty much the ideal cheeseburger ratio. Every mouthful is meaty, it's cheesy, it's saucy, it's bready, it's tangy with those pickles and onions. It's just a wonderful burger. It was consistently at the best end for value and for flavor as well. So yeah, all in all, that's still my number 1.
Hey, Joe from Food Wars, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe. We have a new Food Wars episode every Sunday here on this channel, Insider Food, or is it Food Insider? I forget. If there's any topics or things you'd like to see Harry and I compare on the show, go ahead and comment below. We will look at it and maybe we'll do it. And maybe we won't.